Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to yet again another fantastic indie creator interview. It's your Cape Crusader Cody, and we are keeping it geekly with our new guest, Jay Wesley. We're here to break down this awesome indie game that I had a chance to play, The Road to Recovery. And man, it is phenomenal. I love it. This was such a fun game. And holy crap, it's dude, this is deep, man. This is deep. I know, just watching me, this is actual live footage from me playing this earlier. You wouldn't probably think it's that deep, but there's a deep story behind it, and we'll let Wesley kind of take the wheel. Jay Wesley take the wheel from that. Before we dive into it, Jay, why don't you give us an introduction to who you are and how you got into creating video games?
Okay, I'm Jay Wesley. I started Mind Over Matter Entertainment back in July, actually. I've been working on The Road to Recovery nonstop since July 22nd, to be exact. The game itself is kind of based on my own personal journey with recovery. I was a pretty bad alcoholic on top of some other things. So that's where a lot of the inspiration for this game comes from, is my personal kind of journey through addiction and recovery.
Breaking free from alcohol is a hard thing. I'm about I want to say roughly over 2 years sober from alcohol. I used to be a pretty big alcoholic myself, and just doing that in itself, it's hard to break from it. What made you want to kind of like get into creating games and make a game from that experience?
So video games, I've always wanted to kind of make games my whole life. I grew up playing older games in the 90s, like Commander Keen and Wolfenstein 3D and Doom. So my whole life I've always kind of wanted to make games. There was just one day that I woke up and I was done. I was tired of being sick and tired all the time. So I woke up, I got myself some help. The entire time I was, in rehab and getting help, I was thinking about what I was going to name the company, what kind of game I was going to make. I actually had the idea for The Road to Recovery before I got help. I had the name for the game and like a basic logo done. So it's been pretty interesting. It's been a ride.
It's almost, creating a game and taking up your time almost seems like it would be beneficial in this instance, like keeping yourself busy, it's what's that saying? Idle hands, something I don't know, but the amount of work that goes into creating game is just insane to think about. But you're doing this by yourself. You don't even have a team helping you. No, that is so remarkable, man. It's
just me. I honestly, when I got out, I started messing with Unreal Engine first, and then I went into Unity. I knew how to use Photoshop and stuff, but I actually, took a quick course on how to like touch up my skills and how to do 2D art. I have a really, really good friend helping me with the soundtrack. That's really the only other help I have.
And I mean, dude, you have everything in this game. The ambience in it, the background noises, we're watching my gameplay footage right now, and our main protagonist is jumping, building to building almost, and I just love it. So what was the reasoning for going with a 2D platformer against like the whole slew of different other options you could have went with?
So the 2D platformer seemed like something that more easily attainable, if I could say. Something I did have knowledge with coding and stuff like that, not C#, but C++. But a 2D platformer seemed like something I could pull off, and it's working for me.
So, this is pretty much your first game?
This is my very, very first game.
What were some of the things you did in the early stages to kind of get the ball rolling with this? Like, did you take any special courses, or was it a whole lot of YouTube searching? Like, give us a little bit of how those early days looked for you.
So yeah, a lot of it was jotting down ideas for the game and characters. A lot of it, there was an art course that I paid for to get the 2D art. And then I did have a, basic business management skills. I've run businesses in the past, and that, I knew how to set up websites and stuff. I took coding in high school and self-taught through YouTube videos and just random stuff on the internet I found.
What was some of the biggest resources that kind of helped you guide you along the most? Like for anyone who might be watching and kind of just like wondering where they should start, What was like some of the best sites that you found?
If you're using Unity, the resources that Unity has are phenomenal. Just their resource, the asset store and all of that. It's endless. A quick Google search, I found Google can be, how do I code enter, and then a couple pages down, you'll find just what you're looking for.
it's wild, the endless amount of resources just at our fingertips now, right?
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
So this game has like a lot, a little bit of everything. It's not just a 2D platformer. You have, punching, kicking. There's an ambience almost to it, right? Like you have police sirens in the background. There's voice acting. There's narration. What all like went into this? I know you said you had just a little bit of help with like the OST and some, small things here and there, but like, how was that for you? How long did this take to create?
So, like I said, the day I started counting production or just Mind Over Matter Entertainment, July 22nd. So we're nearing on about 180 days right now. So actually 178 days. I've gone from square one to what it's at right now.
That is, and I mean, I played the demo. The demo that you offered was roughly about 15 minutes. I mean, I did as much. I got about, I want to say 15, 20 coins. Got the key. And man, when I opened the gate, it felt like it was still the normal game, but then it was like this trippy effect. I love it. Like, when you smash down in the bridge, it's like, who are you? Are you supposed to be here? Are you the developer's friend? And
yeah, that was kind of a joke I threw in there. I kept it, that little purple scene when you kick through the bridge. It was, a scene that I had started building. And then when I was about to release the demo, I was like, I should keep this in here and, voice act that character to kind of be an asshole.
And right now we're seeing my character. I went and kind of scoured the level to get as many coins as possible. And now we're talking to the older lady to give her money for it made me feel bad. You did a good job of invoking emotion within your script writing. Because she's like, I gave him money for the bus, but I don't have money for prescription. And like, now I got to get her money. I don't want her to suffer. But I liked how it forced players to explore the area before it unlocked the neighbor upstairs. So I mean, video games have a certain level of like psychology to them. Did you like take any special courses with that, or was that just kind of like something that you gained from just experience playing games of your own?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't take any courses or anything, but as you can see behind me, I play video games. Like, so, it's just personal experience. The game itself, pulls from personal experience. But as far as the mechanics and stuff, it's just been little inspiration from games that I've played in the past, which is a lot.
And I really, really enjoyed too in the beginning parts, like how you guided and direct players to. It wasn't any huge cover the screen text box. It was just a subtle like little marking on the wall, telling you how to move and telling you how to jump. And I really, really like too how intricate that first part of the level too. Like the bookshelves, you could interact with almost every every bookshelf you pass had a little bit something to give you. And can we expect more of that from this game? Like, where can we expect the direction to go? Because I know we were just mainly on the rooftops, but are we just gonna mainly be there, or is it gonna take us to whole different levels?
So the setting for the road recovery is actually Oakborough City. You start off in your rooftop apartment. You are going to end up in like a downtown area later on, but it's Oakborough City. And you mentioned the ambiance. That's something I'm really focusing on, is making the city feel alive. So I'm glad you caught that. That's great.
I really like too. You mentioned you had a little bit of business experience as well. The ad space is like your ad here. Like, is that for people like to actually like advertise their actual game or something, or is that just like a background image?
The background image? Are you talking about on the buildings?
Yeah. Because you had one that said Kickstarter, but then like right next to it is like your ad here. Is that something like meant for people who could like pay to have their advertisement in the game?
Nah, so the Kickstarter, I'm actually working on putting together a Kickstarter, so it's more of kind of like a subconscious nod, rather than saying, hey, follow my Kickstarter, you're just going to walk by it and be like, hey, Kickstarter, what do you mean Kickstarter?
So when are you planning to have that Kickstarter drop?
Hopefully February or March.
Oh, that is so cool. That is coming right up as well. Is it going to be your first time running like a campaign of that nature?
Yeah.
So
It's a first time for a lot. Yeah, the video
Yeah.
game, obviously not a business, but yeah, Kickstarter, just a lot of firsts.
What type of tiers and rewards can players expect?
So definitely you're going to be able to get the game right now on my website. If you make a $100 donation, I will actually, make you in the game in the downtown scene I'm working on right now. So I am doing crowdfunding, not on Kickstarter right now. But
No, that is cool. And once again, for anyone that is watching, right here is the link to check out the website. And just for $100, you can get yourself included in the game. I think that is a pretty cool thing as well. So right now we are talking to Mandy on the rooftop. We're actually getting ready to kind of see that little hidden like Easter egg level. How many different like NPCs can we expect? It seems like there's just going to be a ton of like characters that we can talk to.
yeah, definitely. So like I said, my goal is to really, really make Oakborough City feel alive. So yeah, you in the demo you played, you have Gloria, who is voiced by my grandmother. That was really fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Pete, which was voiced for one of my good friends. Mandy, my mom did the voice for. That's the only three that you have. The narrator I do. There's going to be a lot more in the downtown scene. But yeah, I want everything in the world basically to have a purpose. It doesn't, I want it to feel alive.
So is every character you talk to going to have a voice actor?
That's the plan. Yes.
Oh man, I love it. It's such an ambitious project, and I love how seeing it come to fruition as well.
It's all coming together kind of naturally. It's great. There are some other outside contributions I've gotten for like ambiance and stuff. And somebody just like, hey, you can use this. I would ask, hey, can I use that sound effect of yours? And they're like, oh yeah, here you go. And then I was like, hey, check out this little nod I did to you on the wall. And they were like, hell yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I noticed on the wall there's a lot of unique like graffiti or tags, if you will, like words, phrases. That is really interesting. I had a good friend who also created an indie game, an RPG on the show called Gold, and he was saying that is a big part of this is like the community and kind of leaning on one another to kind of help get you through different parts. How it works. Do you find that experience kind of coming a little bit more and more as you dive into the indie game community and scene?
Yeah, definitely. The community has been nothing but supportive, like fantastic people. I'm sure you've seen, it's just phenomenal, especially on Twitter, the support you get.
So you've been spending a considerable amount of time on this. Were there any like issues or trials or tribulations, learning to make your first game like this?
Like I said, it's all been kind of evolving naturally. When I put the demo together, it was kind of put together in a rush. I released it on September 22nd, which was actually the year anniversary of my father's death. So it kind of had some personal significance to me. I was like, I need to get the demo out. I need to get the demo out. I need to get the demo out, So, but I forgot what I was going to say now, but yeah.
No, not a problem. We're actually getting right to the end of my experience with the demo. So I'm getting ready to talk to the person right now. And I thought it was funny too when I thought everything was fine and dandy. And then as soon as we move forward, that's when it kind of breaks apart. So what we'll do too is at this point, we'll transition to a different screen. And Jay Wesley has a new video to show us with and a little bit of an updated look to it.
Yeah, definitely. Are we ready to do that right now?
1 second. Yeah, I thought the way this was, it was so cool. And
yeah, that scene, like I said, it was kind of thrown in there as a joke at the end. Like, I should keep this in here. Like, it looks like I'm putting the game together and it's kind of glitching out with his voice. And then, yeah, the demo ends as you fall in.
So let's go ahead. And if you want to add that screen, we're good to go as long as you are.
Sure.
And for everyone that is watching, if you guys have any questions for Jay Wesley, feel free to ask away. You guys can support what he does by checking out his website, playing the game, sharing it wherever you can. Facebook, Twitter, word of mouth is 100% free, and trying to get as many eyes on this project as possible is what we're trying to do today.
$100 so right donation, you'll end up in the game.
Absolutely. So right here is a updated look at the newest trailer. So feel free to play that whenever you want to. We might not be able to hear the sound though, but it will at least get the visuals.
So yeah, this is going to be what the game looks like today. Let's see if I can get some sound here for you. 20 seconds.
Oh, we actually can. Oh, a lot
And this
has
is
been
part of
added.
the original soundtrack.
Well, good afternoon, neighbor.
Looks like the after party was on the porch last night. The smell of alcohol and
I like how
cigarettes.
the lights are kind of buzzing in and out as
How
well.
they're flickering.
Fine, who's fine on the big bench.
And this is part of the original soundtrack that's being worked on. He's doing a phenomenal job for me.
Hey kid, I've seen you around. You and your friends frequent the lounge, like myself. Hey, you're awake. Good to see you. I went by to check on you earlier because I was worried. Moving on. We all had a great time downtown at the lounge. We stayed there until last call and then came back here. You were by the store on your way back.
And the cell phone, I had a lot of fun programming that. I might add some more functionality to that, but right now it's just text messages.
It looks like a little bit of weather changing too.
Yeah, the UFO and the cloud are animated.
And we have some, it looks like a little bit, either lighting or a day and night cycle.
No day-night cycle, no.
So I noticed there's energy. Is that just for fall impact, or is there going to be like combat in this too?
So the energy, in the demo you played, the energy didn't really have a purpose. It just kind of filled, you probably noticed. Now it's broken down into 4, and you use it for little bursts of energy to run for like 2.5 to 3 seconds. And this is the downtown scene that I'm putting together right now with the lounge.
And there's animals too.
A little convenience store. That looks way different now.
So how many days from the demo to this has it been for you?
How many
like
days?
the time period it took for you, because this is a pretty, it looks like a brand new facelift. I mean, you have the flickering lights. It's a little bit more detailed. You added a Hobo Dave. I mean, like how long did it take you just to get that amount of work in?
So if you think September 22nd was the day that, I released what you played, and probably November is when Hobo Dave came around. But that's pretty close to what it looks like right now, especially the rooftop scene you played. Yeah, I really went in and adjusted the lighting. I gave Gloria more life. She's sitting there in a little flower garden. There's a little cat walking back and forth that you can, kneel down and give pets to.
Because that all takes like additional effort, right? You have to program that cat to be able to be pet, correct?
Yeah.
So it's remarkable how much work you're putting into this. When again are you expected to have this drop?
The full game or the demo?
I mean the full game. Is that anywhere coming soon, or is that still kind of a little bit off?
So I can ballpark. I'm hoping this year for the full game. I'm hoping within a month you'll be able to have the day one demo with the updated graphics and mechanics and stuff.
And that is so awesome. And that is coming right up, guys. Once again, right here is the link to check out mindovermatterentertainment.com. And real quick, before we end things, give us a little bit about Mind Over Matter Entertainment. Like, what can we expect from that?
So if you see the tagline, it says, where great minds create content that matters. While I am primarily focused on making this game, because I really want it to get out there and help people and basically raise awareness. And, you're not alone through this journey. If you're going through something, you're not alone. And I want you to know that. I'll be here to support you if you need me to be. We create content. Mind Over Matter creates content. I do a series of Doom tutorials on YouTube. So it's a really broad spectrum of what Mind Over Matter Entertainment does.
That is so cool. So outside of Mind Over Matter Entertainment, any other social media platforms you'd like to shout out?
I'm really super active on Twitter, and definitely check out my YouTube channel if you want to learn how to make your own stuff in Doom.
No, that is so awesome. Jay Wesley, I appreciate you coming over here. breaking down this awesome game. I really appreciated the chance to kind of get a deep dive into the indie game side of things as well. You know, this is, I want to say, my third indie game interview, so I'm still kind of wet behind the ears, but the more we do, you know, the more proficient I get with it, and I just appreciate you taking time to come on here, man.
No, thank you for having me, Cody. I appreciate it. You know, thank you for taking the time to play through my demo. Like, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a blast. So before we let you go completely, I always love asking for a little bit of advice, because as much as this is a nice show where we kind of broadcast you and your game, I'd like to have a little bit of advice for anyone who might be new starting for the first time. So for anyone out there looking to get into indie game creation, what advice would you offer them? Like, if you had a chance maybe to go back day one to yourself, what would you tell yourself?
Find your niche. Find what you're good at. If you're good at art, do art. Find what you're good at first and stick to that. If you're good at art, do art. If you're good at sound, do sound, and, you know, play around with that, and it'll just grow from there. You'll just progressively get better, but start with what you're good at.
Jay Wesley's like, I was good at it all.
Just because I'm doing it all by myself, I don't want to toot my own horn now.
Well, everyone watching, this has been an awesome Monday night. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic night. Be sure to check out that link, download the demo, it's free to play. And then real quick, when are you going live with that Kickstarter, or when are you expected to?
So the Kickstarter, I'm hoping February or March, but like I said, I do have active crowdfunding on mindovermatterentertainment.com. It'll secure your copy of the game, and you'll end up in a character in the game.
Yeah, for just $100, a really cheap price, and you're in a game forever.
Correct.
That is awesome. Thank you, Jay. Everyone watching, have an awesome night, but most importantly, guys, keep it geekly.